Ladies and gentlemen, this next event here on World Championship Wrestling, introducing first Sergeant Buddy Lee Barker and Lieutenant James Earl Wright, the State Patrol. And introducing their opponents, making their way into the ring area, it's Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, the RnR Express.
While Ricky and Robert make their way up into the ring, let's hear their pre-recorded comments.
Hello, we're the RnR Express, and it's a pleasure to be back here in the NWA, looking for the NWA World Tag Team titles that we have held 4 different occasions with us. So you be ready, because the RnR Express is back, and we're looking forward to meeting all the nice fans all over again right here in NWA.
Ricky and Robert very happy to be back in the NWA. They were 4 times Tag Team Champions of the Year, many times Tag Team of the Year, Kevin. And they have, I think in the 80s, they really perfected the art of tag team wrestling.
They certainly did, Jim. And if you watch, what to me makes a successful tag team is how many times they tag. They keep their opponents near their corner, and they work very fluid. To be a great tag team, you almost have to have ESP, know what the partner's going to do. And they've been together so long, they think as a unit.
Collar and elbow tie-up, trying to jockey for position. Ricky Morton with the advantage thus far, but he's shot off. And right down between the legs, he's so quick. Ricky Morton has always been basically the spokesman of the RnR Express, and I tell you what, he thinks he's 300 pounds, because he will not quit.
He has a 300-pound heart, Jim.
Robert Gibson in there, sending Lieutenant James Earl Wright to the corner. Fans, the Louisville Slugger returns here in our first hour. It'll be up next. Jim Cornette's special guest. I got to hand it to Corny, my co-host on the Friday Night Power Hour. He's starting right at the top with the world's champion.
Well, certainly the fans behind the RnR Express, they haven't lost anything with these people here.
I wonder if Cornette will be a journalist and ask Flair how it feels to train every day with a man that he perhaps will wrestle on February 25th at Wrestle War 90, the Wild Thing. High elevation there. Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker up in the lights, and Robert tags in Ricky. Downstairs they go, and upstairs. Nice drop toe by Ricky, and Robert dropped the elbow. They operate as one.
Jim, I don't think they've lost a step since we've seen them last.
I think not. I know they've been wrestling independently. They've had dates at... It's like they were in that fire for so long, and it's almost like executive burnout. You know, there comes a time, every athlete knows when it's time to walk away, sometimes forever, sometimes just for a little while. And they had taken a sabbatical, so to speak, from the tough competition in the NWA. They wrestled independently and freelanced around the world, but they're back here, and they know what they want. They want the tough competition. They want to prove themselves again that they can, and perhaps will, again hold the World Tag Team Championship.
Do your job!
They're in there with a tough team. I want to tell you something. I mentioned this last week when Z-Man and Flying Brian wrestled the State Patrol. Hey, there's no flies in the State Patrol. They are an outstanding tag team. But the thing about it, they are so good that they are always wrestling as good or better than they are. So they're always in there with the best.
They certainly are, Jim. They'll get a win over the State Patrol is a feather in anybody's cap. These guys, like you said, Jim, I'm reiterating what you said. They are excellent.
Well, the fans don't see all their matches. I had the opportunity. We travel around for our wrestling hotline, our 900 number. And I know we talked about...
I was just going to get on that. When are they going to censor you? If I said something like that, I'd be censored.
Hey, they gave me the right to say what's on my mind. I thank Ted Turner and the entire staff of World Championship Wrestling for giving me the editorial control to say what's on my mind. And the fans want to know something. We can't say things here that... We're not talking about foul language or talking about anything off color. We're talking about an opinion that is strictly only my opinion. And we get a lot of good dirt. They don't call me Geraldo Ross or nothing.
Great move. Great move by the State Patrol. Great move. Now what they got to do is they got to take advantage of this. They got to keep Morton down. They need to hurt Morton, and they need to work. They're doing what they should be doing. They're working on him, double teaming. They get to the count of 5. Robert can't come in. Excellent move, side salto.
Great series of offensive moves by the State Patrol. They got the leg grapevine, near fall, and Ricky Morton kicked out. Kevin Sullivan said Ricky Morton had a 300-pound heart. And you look into the blue eyes of Ricky Morton, you will see fans, no quit, no surcease, as Gordon Solie would say. This young man will fight you until there's no breath left in his body. I've known him for a long time. They made their debut. They splashed in the Mid-South area, became the Mid-South Tag Team Champions. They moved up a notch to the NWA and become World Tag Team Champions. Their very first week in the NWA, they became the World Tag Team Champions in their debut. They have been destined for stardom. They have achieved it. And now the question is, can they and will they achieve it again here in the NWA?
Well, right now, unless they kick things in gear, I don't think they're gonna. The State Patrol has things going their way. Double backdrop. You know, you mentioned Ricky's eyes, that cold blue steel eyes. They got 300-pound heart. I noticed Sting's eyes lately. It looks like his heart's 500 pounds, and I don't know if that guy will ever give up February 25th.
And that is going to be something. Guys that are comrades, and as it stands now, the match, if you just joined us, was announced earlier. Our February 25th pay-per-view, the first one for us in 90 in Greensboro, North Carolina. February 25th, Sting will wrestle the world's heavyweight champion. Right now, of course, that's Ric Flair. But the statement said he will wrestle the world's champion, meaning that it could be someone else. It could be a Lex Luger.
It certainly could be. Great move by the State Patrol. We're seeing a great match here. In the State Patrol, they are doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're keeping them on the defense. They've got Ricky Morton down. My question is this, Jim. If it is Flair that is the world's champion that night of the 25th, going into Greensboro, will he have...
Near fall here, Kevin, at the power slam. Morton almost pinned there. He got two. And, Lieutenant, I don't mean to cut you off.
You're not.
But I'm telling you that Ricky Morton was so close to being pinned there, but he got to make the tag. He made the tag and Robert Gibson in. He is rested. Robert Gibson cracking their heads together. I think the sergeant, Buddy Lee Parker, get the worst of that deal.
He certainly did.
All four men back in the ring. Rock and Roll Express controlling the tempo. Double atomic drop. Buddy Lee Parker outside. I think the Lieutenant James Earl Wright's a legal man. And a double drop kick. That is patented Rock and Roll Express. You can put this one in the book. RnR are back.
The winners of the
They haven't lost a thing, Jim.
Fans looking to take another look at that double drop kick. It has taken him to the championship of the world on 4 times.
They shoot him in. It's patent rock and roll, like you said, right on the button. And that has taken him to the championship 4 different occasions.
He's got the fastest lips in the West, and he'll be up next. Here's the Louisville Slugger right after this.
Who can tell